Hello, how are you? I know.
We know of each other.
Yeah, but we've not actually met. I said that to Station. I was like, I don't think we've ever actually officially met, but obviously that's kind of how Manchester goes. I'm good, yeah, I'm going to be co-hosting. It's been a good vibe in here today.
I love that. I hope
Really
you
good
continue that.
vibes.
Am I going to come back, bro? I'm challenging Drizzy to like me. Give us a song where you do not play.
What, that you're working on at the minute?
Yeah, that one.
Okay. That's kind of exciting.
Cool.
Yeah, like the amount of
Emphasizing
and when we came into the interview, he was producing so much, but there was so much like.
your whole radio edit will be silent. It'll just be like, yeah, I came through.
It's also way more expensive to be explicit as well.
That was C Drizzy with X2, and we have his producer slash creative director of the label he is signed to with us in the room. We have Sir Benny El Pronto, the Macasso. Did I get that right?
Love that.
Look at me! I'm getting all the pronunciations right today. How you doing, Benny?
I'm doing good, blessed.
Are we going by
How
El
you feeling?
Pronto today?
We can go by Ben's, it's fine.
Okay. I feel like El Pronto and Benny is like, it's like all these different like
Yeah.
arts.
Is it like different hats? Do you have like different
personalities?
personalities
Yeah.
versus each
I would say
name?
same personality, but different hats for sure. I'll put it that way.
You
Yeah,
have so many hats, actually.
a couple.
You have a lot. And you, but like you've achieved a lot with all of these
Thank you,
hats,
thank you,
which is
thank you.
amazing. I actually wanted to ask you about that. So I would say you are a multifaceted creative, but like you mainly say you're a creative director.
Yeah.
How did you kind of get into that? Because it's not like when you go to school, it's not one of those where you can be like, oh, I want to do that when I grow up.
Yeah, to be fair, it's one of those, I didn't know, creative direction existed as a thing to do.
Right.
I think I've always been tapped in with anything creative, whether that's music, whether that's filmmaking, you know what I mean, even from the lens of just admiring these things. So I've always kind of tried to do these things, albeit at a smaller scale, would always kind of be super interested in how these things work. So that's kind of how I got into it, just by DIY, do you know what I mean, just by doing it, giving it a go.
I do think as well, like, I think a lot of people don't know that creative direction exists, that aren't like pushed out enough, there's
Yeah,
probably
for
so
sure.
many people out there, young people that are in education now, that, you're kind of paving the way for them as well, so to speak, kind
no
of
doubt
showing them
about
that that's possible,
Yeah.
which I think is really, really important.
Especially for like young black boys, so speaking from a perspective that I can relate to and understand, you have footballer, which again, obviously I came through, I wanted to be a professional footballer, but I injured my toe. That's my
one, yeah.
story. and
Your
I'm sticking
toe?
to it. It's normally
Not even
knee
your
injury.
knee,
That's what
yeah.
I'm saying. I'm trying to be different. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it now. I wasn't good enough to make a professional footballer, so it's like you've kind of tunnel vision into that. And then the next thing might be, I want to be a rapper. Do you know what I mean?
But that's its representation, I guess.
It's representation,
isn't it?
right? They can't see that, and then that's where kind of I guess wanting to do creative stuff and producing even. That's a different facet of music, right? People don't really think about that. You can be an A&R, you can be a writer, you can all of these things, but again, like you said, like, it's representation,
Yeah, there's definitely so many roles within the music industry that I
100%.
think need to shine a light on even more, even as there's not a lot of women producers, so like those type of jobs that people, didn't even know existed until now, which is obviously like kind of really important why the Mobos are coming to Manchester, because it shines a light on even more music, and I've seen so many ads floating about saying come and be involved, and it's like so important that you're at the forefront of that, I guess.
No, 100%.
You actually, speaking of like your career in football that never came to life.
It just wasn't your calling. I think you were probably good enough. It just wasn't your calling.
But you have actually worked with a football brand
Yeah.
on a project recently. Tell us about that, because you don't just do music stuff.
Well,
He said, I forgot which one.
I think.
He's like, I've got so many, I just can't.
I promise I don't mean it that way, I promise.
No,
I'm
we
trying
love
to think
that.
about which one you're referring to. I've been blessed enough to work with some elite footballers for sure. Oh, you're on about PSG. You're on about, sorry. Yes.
See, look at
One of my
whole
favorite-
list is rolling out.
When you
I'm
can't
tweaking,
remember,
I'm tweaking,
that's
I'm
the
tweaking.
biggest flex for you.
Yeah, no, I'm
can't remember.
tweaking. That's complete my fault. I'm tweaking. Yeah, that was to launch the Club World Cup kit.
Yeah.
Took a lot of influences from hip hop in that one. PSG is quite a hip hop, adjacent team. The culture of Parisians really relates quite well to that, so we really pulled from that. Club World Cup was a tournament in LA.
Okay.
So we really pulled from LA hip hop culture for that, and if you see the pictures, hopefully you can see that come through. But yeah, that was amazing to work on for sure.
Amazing. So you have ticked off the football.
100%.
Football
Yeah.
boxes to be
Football,
fair.
music, like you say, so
Most
many
of-
hats.
Innit?
100%.
All
Just
the
not,
hats.
not football boots.
Yeah. All right, Liv, take it easy, take it easy. You're right.
Just rubbing salt in the wound.
No, I feel like
100%.
for me personally, like I mean, your calling is what is meant for you, and I feel like it's one of those things where that wasn't meant for you. You were
Oh,
so
most of
you know you were meant for other things,
For
and
sure,
I feel like
for
that's so much more important for your journey as well.
Life's funny that way, innit? Like
It
you,
really
you
is.
want something, but you get there just in a different form.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah,
100%.
so true actually.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to talk to you a lot about Aspire X
Uh-huh.
because that's why we're here,
Yeah.
and Aspire being a part of the Mobos and everything. But I am gonna play one of your artists first before we get into that. Now, this is actually probably one of my favourite songs that got dropped last year,
Nice.
and he is a lovely human as well, which just
Yes.
makes his artistry just 10 times better.
Most
Jay
of-
Brando,
Oh yes. of course.
Love Bite. Did you produce this track or?
No, I did not. Jay had a lot to do with that track. To be fair, that was a really nice direction that he took. That he had a lot to do with production wise, and he had a lot to do with the visuals as well.
Nice. Yeah,
I
no.
actually, the first time I've seen him perform was at the Pirate Studios
Oh,
when I
oh,
hosted. That's the first time
oh.
I've seen him perform.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then
He's
from
good,
there-
isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jay's
he's
class.
great.
Jay's class.
He's
for sure.
really, really good. This is Love Bite by Jay Brando on Studio 88's Drive Time Takeover on Unity Radio
She's pointing at me.
92.8
I didn't
FM.
know whether you were pointing at me for Jack Junction or.
Oh, yeah. We're also sponsored by Jerk Johnson, just in
God.
case you guys didn't know.
Just in case you didn't know, they can't smell it through the microphone, but if you can smell it in the studio, my goodness.
Is this your first time co-hosting Singapore?
Yeah!
I've never been on radio before.
No.
No.
I've interviewed her before.
Yeah.
Whose idea was this to do? Darius, was this you?
Yeah. I'm pretty active chat
It works.
for the vibe.
That was Jay Brando, Love Bite. And do you know what I love about that song as well? It's just like, it shows the transformation he's had.
Yeah.
Because his music from like 5 years ago is so different. Has that been like through being under the Aspire X label or?
Nah, that's just him. To be fair.
Okay.
I think what we try to do a lot, we're not, I don't think, from a creative direction point of view, anyway, because I'm not the direct manager of these artists. Hendo is,
Okay, yeah.
So he looks after the artist management. He's way better than me at that. So I kind of like to look after more the creative direction of the brand and kind of, our music videos, just I guess how we communicate, how we
Right.
translate to the audience. But no, he has a bunch of ideas, man. He's so intelligent. And I think that's more just him showing how eclectic his palette is. Do you know what I mean? Like he can do that, but he can also do this very, very well. He's actually very good at doing that type of rap and this
Right.
type of rap and then more of the singy song type. I think it was around Valentine's. He wanted to kind of, give some sort of love letter to his missus. We kind of just helped elevate that.
Yeah.
I say bring back like lovey-dovey R&B singing
Bring it
song
back.
from guys. Like what happened back in the day? Like everybody wanted to talk about how much they loved their missus. Do you know what I mean? And now
100%.
it's like the polar opposites. I'm always a champion for.
Do you know what makes me laugh about it? Is that I feel like rappers, they went from that to now I can take your missus. It's like, why do you want my missus? What they just
get your own.
take
Get your
yours,
own.
or get your own, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I also have just like loved about your whole answer is just like hearing how much you respect and appreciate your artist as
Right.
well. It's like under Aspire.
Yeah.
Like obviously with a lot of labels, and I know Aspire is still quite a young label, but like it's not surface level with you guys. You guys actually have like a genuine relationship,
Yeah.
and you can hear it in the way that you talk about him as a person and his music.
No, 100%. Like one of the things, when, we had a conversation of bringing him on board, and Hendo had a lot to do with that. And again, not to sound cliche or facetious at all, but we're interested in who the person is. Do you know what I mean? I think in the music industry it can be very surface level, it can be very shallow. You can kind of be attracted to someone because of, I guess, the bravado and everything else around it. But we're quite interested in who he is as a person, and he's a genuine person. So that comes through in the work we do. And with all our artists, like if they're a good person, number one, like then we can have a conversation. We're a little bit more intrigued, and it's easier to work with.
Off the back of that, I feel like I've had quite a lot of conversations at the moment where it's like when you do get to that level that you see your artists get to, for example, world domination, whatever you want to say, right? Just speaking about myself, you know what I mean? Just want world domination. But when you do get to that level, it is so important that the person behind the artist is a down-to-earth type of person, because, you know, when you get to that level, it's what it is now times 10,000. So if they're not already authentically themselves and they know who they are in themselves, then it's a slippery slope.
I would say to myself, it gets stranger and can get quite weirder the more upper you go. So they can start off, you know, a certain way, but then kind of more yeses start to come and more clout starts to come, and that can kind of deviate a little bit.
100%.
It can kind of change. But I guess if your circle is quite tight and quite solid and always remind you of who you are, it's a little bit more difficult for you to, you know, stay.
Stray off.
To stray off.
You definitely need that. Like, they say it takes a village, and it really
100%,
does.
100%.
We have so many questions for you, Benny, but we actually just don't have enough time.
Of course.
I know, we'll have to bring you back.
Yeah, I'm absolutely bringing you back. Aspire Records, what did you feel was missing in Manchester that led you and Hendo to set up Aspire Records?
You know what, I don't know if it's necessarily a case of something was missing in Manchester, because to be fair, the origin of it happened in Rochdale, the town where we're from, so just outside Manchester. So for us, it really started there, around kind of our closer proximity. It's that idea of trying to build like a solid team, a solid house, right? When you think about Aspire Rex, hopefully, you know, the more we're kind of popping up, you know exactly who we are, how we do things, why we do certain things, who our artists are, and the music, most importantly. So I don't know if it's a case of something was missing, but we just felt that we could add different. Yeah, unique, something unique.
It comes back to that representation,
Yeah,
having
100%.
that, you know, like, you creating something that is bigger than you.
Yeah,
as well.
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Most of.
And big thing for you guys are a part of the Mobos in Manchester this year.
Say it again. One more time. Say it again.
We're part of the Mobos, guys. I mean, you are part of the Mobos, not me.
We are.
We all are.
We all are.
Manchester, we're all part of the Mobos.
So what do you think the Mobos in Manchester means? Like, why is it so important right now?
I feel like it's about time, number one. And I say that in respects of, we have always kind of been this kind of underdog, I think, which has worked really well for us. I think when people outside of the UK, even outside of Europe, think about the UK, London is the first city on their lips. But Manchester has been making so much waves. We've been so relentless in our pursuit. And I think we're quite boisterous, maybe for lack of a better term, in terms of our approach and our attitude. I just feel like it's definitely we're showing Mobiles that what we're about. I don't think Mobiles coming here, I feel like we do more for them.
Yeah, amplifies it a little bit.
For sure. I mean that in the most respectful way. I feel like we do more for them in the sense of, look, this is what our city is about. Like, we're amazing, we're eclectic, and we're not here to kind of just be a second fiddle to London, do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think it's important, it's super important.
100%.
I've been talking a lot today, so hopefully I'm making sense.
Oh, I forgot to ask you about the Mobos workshop.
Yeah, I just literally came from that.
How did it go?
It was amazing. Yeah.
Where was that? Where were you doing
It was at Contact Theatre, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that was C Drizzy with Yesterday Was Once Tomorrow, and we've
that.
got the creative director of the label that C Drizzy is signed to, Aspire Rex. We've got El Pronto in the building, Sir Benny de Macasso. Got it right.
Wonderful.
So Benny,
Yes.
Aspire Records is involved with the Mobo Fringe. You've got an event happening next Sunday. Tell us about it.
We do, yes. We've got Archive House happening next Sunday. It's the second rendition of Archive House. A quick context on what Archive House is. I guess it was born off the insight that musicians work on a bunch. Livica, you will know this.
I do.
Musicians work on a bunch of music all the time, but not all of it comes out. So Archive House is a space for that to have life, really. So we want to hear music from your archives, from the hard drive, whether it be demos, half-finished songs, ideas of songs, songs that you've recorded but not put out for whatever
The
reason.
ones where you say it's not mixed and mastered
Yeah,
yet.
exactly that. And that's what Archive House is. And so it's a house party meets a listening party.
Nice.
For sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Benny, for coming on today.
Me
Amazing.
too.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
so much, all
It's
mine.
been an honour actually catching up with you like this.
Oh,
and
thank you
hearing
so much.
everything.
She one-upped me. She was like, it's been an
Thank
honour.
Nah, you two are amazing. You two are amazing.
Oh,
Dope,
appreciate it.
dope.
Oh my god.
We need more of this.
blushing.
Yeah,
I'll
we
be
need more of this.
blushing. Thank you.
No doubt.
Catch you on Sunday.
Finally meet you.
Music. Right, is this junction food still going?
Yeah, there should be. There should be enough for you there.
Are you all good?
I don't know how warm
Good
it
man,
is.
I'm good.
It's alright, it's fine, it's fine.
Take it home and eat it.
Yeah?